Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to get from this to this, the 56-inch Driftwood Foosball Table by Hathaway. First thing that I'm going to do is pull out the instruction manual. It comes in English and Spanish. I'm going to use the English and I'm going to show you through the eyes of the owner's manual how I put this together in case you're following along at home. The first thing that I like to do is just get everything out of the box, pull everything out of the packaging, reach inside anything, see if anything's packed inside anything else, which there is in this one. The assembly process is done so well. The instruction manual is done really, really well. And everything's really good quality. There's no blister pack, so the hardware is designed, you can find it really easily the way that it's labeled. And the only tool that you need, it comes with an Allen wrench, but the only other tool you need is a screwdriver or, a driver, something to speed it up. All right, first thing we're going to do, this is assembled upside down, so we're going to take the two end panels, and then we're going to take the playing surface, again upside down, and then we're going to put the apron corners on each of the ends, and we're going to attach those with the screws. And we're just going to basically hand tighten them. You can use an Allen wrench, just don't do it too tight yet. We'll do that in the next step. We're going to do all four corners, and then we're going to attach the Playfield using flat screws around the inside edge. There are pre-drilled holes. Always use the pre-drilled holes, otherwise you can damage that playing area. Now we're going to slide these four chrome corners in with the holes up, and then we're going to securely tighten those bolts. The playing field has these two support braces, and they have pre-drilled holes as well, but they help keep your surface, your playing surface nice and level and supported. And these ones you attach from the exterior. Just make sure you use the pre-drilled holes. I'm not going to bother telling you what the hardware is that you're going to use because it's labeled so easily to see in the owner's manual. It's almost impossible to do that, incorrectly. The next step, we're going to add the ball catchers, and you just hand tighten it onto that, the ball runner onto the side catchers. The two on the ends have two screws that you attach, and then the sides are four. And this is what it looks like once both sides are done. Super simple. Now we're going to attach the leg bars and the leg levelers. So there's these chrome, steel bars that attach the two legs to help it be nice and stable, and then these awesome leg levelers that make it really stable even if you're playing really aggressively, and they just screw on. We're going to do this also to the other side. You have to lift it up slightly to align the holes up, but you just use the Allen wrench to tighten it. Now we're going to put the player rods in, and this part probably is the most intimidating and possibly the one where people mess up the most, and I almost did myself as well. But you'll notice that there's, for example, there's a goalie on the end, and that one has three holes in the rod because you've got the two stoppers towards the end. All of the other ones, with the exception of the goalies, have the same number of holes in it as the number of players on the rod. The goalie's the only exception, 3 on each of those. So I've got the one with the 3 holes, that's going to be the goalie, and then we'll go from there and just slide all of these in. Just make sure when you lay out the players, because I lay out all the washers and the stoppers. I put the bumpers, I put it all around the edge. I just kind of lay everything out because that's how I like to assemble things. But once I did that, I realized after I took this video that I laid the players out incorrectly. I'm not sure why, but let me tell you about the players. They are dimpled. You have really good control with them. They're nice, solid, heavy duty. Each team has 11, but when I laid everything out, you'll see that I just staggered the colors. I did, silver and black, and that's not how it goes. The back 3 positions are all the same color, and I played a ton of foosball, so I imagine a lot of people might run into this issue as well. Don't do what you see here on the screen. I'll show you how to do it properly here in a second. I lay everything out, and then let's put the goalie on and then finish the other ones, and you can see how they're supposed to look. So we're going to put the rubber bumpers on, the washers, and then we're going to put these metal stop rings. The metal stop rings, you only put them on the ends with the goalies. But it's really nice the way it's done because you have these hex nuts, these lock nuts, where you just put the nut into the backside of the player. And by the way, I put the head of the bolt on the players as if they're facing forward so that everything's consistent. So head of the bolt on the front, lock nut on the back. It doesn't matter if you have it the other way around, but it's a lot easier. But the nice thing is you can put them in really quickly, especially if you have an electric driver or battery powered driver, where you can just, because the lock nut holds itself in place, and then you just turn the bolt and it holds it in place, and it's done very quickly. So we're going to put the stop rings on, and the stop rings just make it so that the rod doesn't go in or out too far. When you only have one player, you don't want to be able to, hit the person on the opposite side of you. So it keeps it in place. And then you have the rubber caps that go on the end. One really vital important thing is when you're looking for the holes, to keep the holes for the handles all on the same side with the same color. So all the silver ones, the handle is on the closer side. All the black players, the handle's on the opposite side. And there's only one hole, so it's not something you can just easily undo. But this is how the players are supposed to be laid out. And don't make the mistake that I did, or it might take you a little bit longer than you thought. Now in this step, we're going to attach the hand grips, the manual scorers, the ball launchers, and put in the silver cup holders. The handle's pretty easy. There's just one bolt. The cups just slide in. It's nice. You can pull them out if you ever need to wash them. And I thought the manual scorers, this Abacus style scorer, would be difficult to put in, but it's got the pre-drilled holes as well. So you can see the screw sticking through that piece, and right there is the pre-drilled hole. And you just sink those in. And that is all there is to it. Now you just put the caps on and slide the rod through those, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Nothing too difficult here. And then we're going to put the ball launchers on. And the ball launchers here are two pieces, and they screw together. But even though they screw together, they would slide around if you don't fasten it with this flat screw here. And it's silver, so it looks really slick. And that's about it, you guys. All I had to do after this was just level it using the leg levelers, and they are really wide. So the aggressive play, we've had this for several days. And I've got younger kids that have loved it, and older kids, and we've had a lot of fun. I've got different photos in different lighting so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like in the room you put it in. It's just perfect for your game room, for your office, a basement, a bonus room. Very impressed with the quality of this table and the look. All the chrome complements each other really well, from the scorekeeper to the ball return to the chrome corners to the leg levelers. Thanks for watching.